Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, with the beta that just came out for Mortal Kombat 1 pre-orders, I wanted to talk about the game a little bit and getting first hands-on experience on the game in this development stage. The game looks beautiful, it plays really nicely, but I wanted to give my honest thoughts on the game and just let you guys know what I was feeling while playing this weekend. So of course, when they do online betas like this, the first day is usually the most rough. A lot of internal problems with the servers and everything goes awry, and that's something that has happened since the dawn of beta testing. So it wasn't much of a surprise that the first day had a lot of crashes when it came to server errors and connecting to the Mortal Kombat and Warner Bros servers, so that was fine. I totally understood that, but when I was playing single player, sometimes the game would crash as well, and by sometimes I mean I don't think I was able to finish a single tower, which was kind of unfortunate. I really hope that that is fixed for when the game comes out. I still haven't been able to finish a tower, so I'm really hoping that by the time the game comes out, it's optimized more. And for just your information, I am playing on Series X, so people who are playing on PlayStation could have a better experience or a worse experience than me. This is just my experience with the game. So that was just kind of the negatives that I saw with the game, was mostly just connection issues, which is totally reasonable and totally understandable. Like they said, this is not the finished product of the game. I just hope that it isn't like my experience with Hogwarts, where Hogwarts was crashing like every single 30 minutes when I played the game, so that was kind of annoying. But I hope that Mortal Kombat isn't like that. That could also be just a problem with my Xbox. We'll see when the game comes out. It's really just gonna depend on when the game is fully released. But let's get into how the characters feel. This character list was pretty good. I'm still surprised that Scorpion is not part of the beta list. It's so weird that Scorpion is not on the list. I'm guessing that his intro dialogues would just spoil something that they don't want us to know for the story, and that's the only thing I could think of. But to be fair, this was a good list. I'm glad that they added Li Mei and Johnny, since you got to play as the other characters before when they were doing a beta testing. I didn't get to participate in that, so it's totally okay. I got to play as all 6 characters this time, and it was a lot of fun. My favorite characters to play as were probably Sub-Zero and Katana, just because I think those characters mesh well with where I hold my hands. Like, they use a lot of X and Y buttons when playing, where like Johnny and Kenshi use a lot of like A, B, and I don't use those buttons very often. I mean, like I said, when I was explaining how to get the beta, I got my ass handed to me by people online when I was playing. I mean, I'm not a great Mortal Kombat player. I'm pretty good, but when it comes to a game fresh, not even fresh out of the box, still in the box, you know, I don't know the combos yet. I don't know how to do these crazy strings, but people online were probably playing for like hours and hours, and I just could not, I barely got any wins, guys. Like, I was getting so wrecked online, so that's what made me want to do the tower, so that way I could practice a little bit. But I found that Kenshi was a little bit unusual playing as. I didn't really like how Kenshi played in this game. I liked a lot more how he felt in Mortal Kombat X. He just kind of felt slow in this game, but that was just my personal experience. Same with Johnny Cage. Johnny Cage kind of felt slow, and unless an opponent was playing as him, then I was getting clapped with like the same combo string. You know, they just bring you into a corner and then you get completely demolished. But that was just, you know, my experience with Johnny. I think I'm just used to characters that have a little bit more range, and Johnny is definitely more of a melee, like up in your face type of character in this game. He doesn't really have much for projectiles, which is unfortunate. So that's why I liked Katana and Sub-Zero a little bit more. Their movesets were just more versatile, and that's what I like in a game. For fighting games, I like every character to have something for every type of player. As for Li Mei was pretty easy to pick up too. Her animations were really cool. It was like fireworks going off and shit. It was like Sonya but better. So I really liked how Li Mei felt in the game as well. Liu Kang was pretty fun to play as well. I thought that it was really cool to see this god version of Liu Kang for the first time. That was really cool. I really liked the animations for his character as well. All the animations in this game game were just beautiful. The characters just fly all over the screen. I wish I could have gotten a little bit more experience with the air combat. I mean, the beta's still going, so I might try a little bit, but air combat is really hard to pull off, honestly. In my experience, it was hard to get them up in the air and then also be in the air, because you would knock them into the air, then you would jump. Well, by the time that happens, you know, they're on the ground and you're still in the air. So it's kind of confusing in how to do those setups. When it came to cameo fighters, I was really skeptical on when they announced this, because I am a massive fan of tag team in fighting games, because I am just slightly better than a lot of friends and family at this game. You know, that's just what happens when somebody plays a game for a while. It'd be like a Call of Duty YouTuber playing against their friends and family, you know what I mean? Like, they're just gonna be better. And that's why I like tag team so much, is because it lets me be on the same team as somebody who's not as good but still wants to try the game and still wants to play the game with me and have fun, you know what I mean? Mortal Kombat starts to feel like a single player game, even though it's technically online. You know, you're alone in your fight, and that kind of sucks sometimes. So I kind of like having tag team in fighting games. That way you can play with your friends and family and be on the same team and not destroy them every single time, or not have to go easy. So when they announced the cameo system, I was a little bit skeptical. I do like this cameo system. I don't like it as much as tag team, of course. It's definitely not a replacement for tag team. I do think that it's a little weird, the cameo system, because honestly, you know, they really push this cameo system when they're talking in interviews and everything. But when I was playing online, I rarely saw people really using the cameos. I mean, they would occasionally, especially when they were getting like, when I was doing like combo strings and stuff, they would use a cameo to try and get out. But when it came to like actually just fighting and doing combos, maybe people just don't have enough experience yet. But in my experience playing online, I just didn't see a lot of people using the cameo fighters, and I didn't really find myself using cameo fighters as well. I thought that the button layout was kind of weird. I mean, it's a real quick button. Your finger's already like near the right bumper, but I might switch it to a different button because it just felt a little awkward. It just felt like I should just be focusing on my own character rather than checking my cameo meter and being like, oh, is my cameo ready? You know what I mean? Like, it just made more sense for me to focus on what my character was doing and what I could do to get out of the enemy's combo strings. As for other mechanics in the game, I didn't notice environmentals. Maybe there were environmentals in the game. I just didn't use them now that I'm thinking about it. I really wish that they, you know, had a little bit more in the background. I mean, don't get me wrong, the maps are beautiful. The maps are just so beautiful. It looks like a freaking Unreal Engine like render. It's clear as day. They're very, very nice and very cool maps. However, when I look at like Mortal Kombat X, one of the big things they talked about in interviews for Mortal Kombat X and Injustice was making the backgrounds feel alive and making them feel like you are really there. And if you look at Mortal Kombat X, you can see characters walking around in the background. You can see interactions happening. You can see like animals running around. You can, and then in Injustice, as the fight goes on, you can see the damage that you're doing happen around the environment. You can see walls crumbling. You can see cars like veering off to the side to get out of your way. You can see like all of this damage happening to the background, and I didn't really notice that in Mortal Kombat 1. This is a very nitpicky thing, but when they do a beta test like this, I want to give NetherRealm as much feedback as I can, and if that includes nitpicking, it's gonna include nitpicking. I just think that these are the details that, you know, create very, very well-made games, and I just want this to be a very, very well-made game. I'm not saying that it's not. The game is very beautiful. The game is very fun to play. The game is just such a blast. I had a great time when it wasn't having technical difficulties. It was really, really fun. But, you know, I want to give my honest feedback to NetherRealm and, you know, just hope that they can listen to the community. And obviously some of these things are things that they cannot fix for this game. You know what I mean? Like, these are things that they are too far in the development stage to where you can't just add a tag team mode right off the bat. You can't just add these things in the background, stuff like that. You can't just do that. And I hope that they see this for future games like Mortal Kombat 2, Mortal Kombat 3, Injustice 3, stuff like that. But when it comes to Mortal Kombat 1's gameplay, I really had a good time. I'm still going to be playing it this weekend. I wish I could find a way to stream it. I just don't really have a good setup since my editing and my PC are in a different room than my Xbox, which is in the living room. So I can't just like drag my whole setup downstairs and do like a whole stream, you know what I mean? I'd probably have to get like a second console or something. But with that being said, I want to know your guys' thoughts down below in the comments. What did you guys think of the beta this weekend? Are you guys still excited for Mortal Kombat after getting your hands on it? Have you guys even pre-ordered the game yet? I want to know your guys' thoughts down below in the comments. Let me know. I just wanted to make a quick video giving my feedback, my honest feedback on the beta. Like I said, the game's really fun. If you guys are going to get the game anyway, I highly recommend just pre-ordering it now, getting the beta, getting to test it out, and just see what we are truly in store for when the game releases this September. I'm super excited. Well, with that being said, have fun, be respectful, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks.